Changes are on the way for student loans in the U.S. News 10's Joe Ostrowski visited some area educators to find out just how those changes will affect students and their families.
They're staples of college life. Walks across the quad, quick lunches between classes, and for more and more, student loans.
It's something I really need because my parents aren't like the high class, They're middle class people, just making it.
Those who work in higher education say most students now take out some kind of student loan. And students at more expensive colleges and universities often wind up paying off those loans for years after graduation.
The average student today borrows about $28,000 at the undergraduate level. If you add on to that some graduate loans on top of it, you can imagine that it's not uncommon to have a sizable amount of loan debt.
This week, President Obama issued an executive order changing the rules for student loans. He says the changes will make it easier for grads to pay off their debts.
When a big chunk of every paycheck goes towards student loans instead of being spent on other things, that's not just tough for middle-class families, it's painful for the economy.
One of the president's changes is meant to bridge the gap between older bank loans and cheaper direct loans from the government.
He wants to be able, for the first time, to consolidate both direct and bank loans at a lower interest rate than what they would be paying for either of the two.
The president's plan also lowers the percentage of a graduate's income that can be taken for loan payments, down from 15% to 10% of their annual income. And if a student still has loans after 20 years, the remaining loan would be entirely forgiven. Critics of the changes say it'll hurt lenders and make it tougher for them to serve students. And many educators doubt the changes will actually attract more students to college. Still, they say, every bit of savings adds up. In Terre Haute with photojournalist John Tim, Joe Ostrowski, News 10.
Now, many of these changes were already in the works for 2014, but the president's order forces them to take effect next year.